she's almost an adult, and for me, I feel like my kids, they're going to be adults one day. They need to know how to think for themselves. They need to know how to make decisions. They're going to have to learn, sometimes when a decision probably wasn't the best one.
So, hello, everyone. Thank you for connecting today. This is season 2 of the podcast. It's not you, it's my inner voice.
No. This is not a podcast. This is my inner voice. So let's be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Stay for the next episode of It's Not You, It's My Inner Voice.
So thank you for connecting today, and I have a great guest today. Her name is Ginger Rodriguez. She is a mom, a wife. She will tell us about the Gigi name, explanation about it. I met her in Texas. I would like to invite her to the stage. Hello, Ginger. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here to a safe space where we're able to talk about many things. Podcast that will talk about mental health, things that happens to us as business owners, as women, as moms, because I think we can relate to each other into many senses. And just to give a backstory, we met here in Texas, and I just want you to share your story with us. And so I appreciate the fact that you're giving us this space and this time just to talk about you.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. So tell us your full name and why Gigi.
You said my full name?
Yes.
The actual legal full name is Virginia Paula Duncan before I got married.
Wow. Okay, let's start with that one.
Actually, what is funny now that I have gotten married is that my legal name is Virginia Rodriguez, which I have found out over the years is one of the most Hispanic names out there.
That it is.
Like I told you earlier, I glow in the daylight because I'm so white. So I have literally had emails, phone calls in Spanish, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Wrong number.
Español es solo poquito.
Wow. So thank you for clarifying that. So just to let you know, I didn't know your name is Virginia. I know you as...
Because I go by Ginger.
There you go.
4 generations of Virginias in my family, and I don't care for the name personally. I love my family, but yes, Ginger. It suits me.
So thank you. Wow, what a backstory. That is very interesting. 3rd generation Virginia.
4th.
4th.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I need more coffee.
It's okay.
4th generation Virginia. So in my family, we have that with my grandfather and my dad. But his name is very weird. And so when we had my brother, we're like, no way, no how. So his name is Argemiro. In English, Argemiro. But in Spanish, Argemiro.
Oh, that sounds really nice, though.
Oh my God, no, but it's a very weird, and I'm sorry for my granddad, my dad, but no way. But Virginia, it's a very nice name, it's a... No, okay.
I don't like it.
But just to say, yes, in Virginia, of course, they're going to assume you're Spanish. And unfortunately, they assume, because Virginia, it's very deep Mexican, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's from Spain.
It is. For my family, it's a French thing.
It is.
That's what I was told.
Yeah. It could be. That's right. Because historically, and I don't know if you are very into the, historical of our bloodline names and all that. I know most, either they come from Spain or Gina could be French as well.
Yeah. So.
And is your bloodline also, are you red hair naturally or?
No, my mom is, but no, none of her kids were. Naturally, so I was born as a strawberry blonde. I have pictures where my hair is really, really blonde. It got darker over the years, so I think it's just like a dark blonde. My girls say it's brown. I'm like, okay, but this is the first time I've dyed my hair red. Like I have never thought I would, never wanted to. And I don't know, this year has just been different, a lot of things. And I was like, I think this would look nice on me.
It looks amazing. I asked because of ginger. So I said, is it because of the hair? Is it because of what? Okay, so dive deep into the ginger and the Gigi. When you said when I asked you 3 things about you, you said mom, wife, and then you said Gigi. Okay, leave it for the podcast.
Yes, so the Gigi is very sentimental to me. My oldest daughter had her first daughter almost a year ago now. Her name is Alice May. So I'm a grandmother. I'm not going to be grandma because I'm too young for that. I almost thought I was just going to let her call me Ginger because it's already a nickname anyways.
Yes.
But my great grandmother was Gigi. And I thought that I would honor her and do the Gigi. So
I love it.
yes.
Thank you for sharing that. That is amazing. So wow, we have a lot of things to talk about because now I'm finding out many, many details.
There's a lot in this quiet person.
Yes, indeed. Now, just to discuss over here, we have met in networking events, which for those of you who have done networking events, it's a different atmosphere, different talk. Then we did a face-to-face, which in a face-to-face, and I apologize, I have my mental health a bit here, reminder. When you do a face-to-face in our world of networking, then you dive deep into like the person's story. And we had so much fun that I said, please, Ginger, can we do a podcast? And then we embark into this. And then when I asked about the podcast, you chose a phrase. Do you want to share with us the phrase, or do you want me to disclose what it is?
Oh, I'll share it. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Nothing changes if nothing changes. Wow.
It's a little redundant.
No, it's not. No. It is actually very interesting. Or it was interesting when you told me about the phrase. Why this phrase goes with you, with your life, resonates with you?
There's a lot of different reasons. One of them is that I am very much, not so much with my daily life necessarily, but in general, I'm a planner. I need to know where things are coming from. I like my numbers and my facts. I'm a spreadsheets person. And so because of that, though, I have a tendency in life sometimes to get complacent with things because everything's going along fine. And so I'm like, okay, it's good. Maybe it's not like the dream, but this is good. It's going and I've got what I need, all that. But then you miss out on so much, when you don't change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So, how are you going to grow? How are you going to learn something new, do something new, succeed, more than what you already did? That kind of stuff. When I really started using that too, like I'm sure somebody somewhere down the line, has come up with that. And I never actually heard it until I said it anywhere, but my older daughter, she went through a very difficult time, like late middle school and a lot of high school. And so there was a period there where I sent her I didn't send her. I let her go stay with my mom for a while to see if that would help her. I wanted her to get out of the environment that she was in. And, she's very close to my mom because I had her when I was young. So they're very close. And I thought, maybe this will be good for her. And it was for a little while. And then when we got to high school, it just started getting worse and worse in the way she was being, just all kinds of things. And I would have my mom calling me and telling me like, well, you need to talk to her because this and this and this. I'm tired of being the bad guy. And I'm like thinking, well, why are you doing this? Why do you keep doing this? You're tired of it's that whole situation.
Between daughter, mom, and you as a mom.
Yeah.
I imagine a roller coaster of emotions and dealing emotions. The strength, because it takes the strength, the fact that hard to do a parenthesis here of sending your daughter for her well-being as a mom.
Yeah.
I have come into a point that I wish I could have done it, but I wasn't strong enough to say, hey, I need the help. I need to, sometimes we try to save our own children, and they need also to be exposed to other caring people. She tried to care for her, but at the same time was adding a lot of emotional roller coaster at that.
Yeah, it did. So it was constant. Like, I'm always wondering when I'm going to get a phone call. I worried about her running away. I worried about other terrible things that could happen. And I looked at my husband one day and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Nothing changes if nothing changes. That's what I said to him. And I was like, her being with my mom, nothing is changing with them. So I actually ended up sending her down to Corpus Christi to go live with her biological father. That was really hard, but she didn't have a very good situation down there, which really upset me because I thought he would be really happy to have her. And it was kind of like a honeymoon phase for him. But the only thing that I can say that came good out of it, and she'll tell you too, is that if she did not go down there, she probably would not have changed any, because she saw a lot, probably things that she shouldn't have. She took care of herself a lot. So about 6 months after that, I brought her back up here. I went down there to go visit her, and she started crying. She wanted to come back, and I said, of course you can. But we had a talk about everything, because I was like, it's not going to be the same as it was before. And she came back up to Dallas with me. She caught up her junior year and finished her senior year all in that one senior year, and she graduated. So sorry, I get kind of emotional about it.
No, and as a mom, hey, you're very strong.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that, because a lot of moms right now, and I can tell you that I'm going through a phase that they're growing. Nobody can tell you what's right or wrong. And in the moment that you make the decisions that you made, makes the woman that she is as a as a young person, that I didn't do bad things, but I took responsibility of many of the things that I shouldn't as a young person. Maybe make me the stronger person than maybe a version that I am as a boy. So when moms like you go through this, I said, hey, it's not easy to hear it. And as a mom, I can connect with you, that I'm like, sorry for both of you that went through that. And at the same time, thank you for sharing this story.
Oh, yeah.
Because as women, it's so difficult to make decisions like that. As a mom, it's also a reflection. Your daughter goes through hard times, but if you have the strength to go through that with her, I feel it's a blessing. Not every mom connects with their daughter in a way that it seems like you do.
Oh, thank you. I definitely try to. I probably do have a little bit of a not your typical mother-daughter relationship with both of my girls, to be honest, and not in a bad kind of way, but I think I'm just a little bit more, if you don't give me a reason, to tell you that you can't go do something, then I try to give them. My oldest one is out of the house now, but for my 17-year-old, I mean, she has a lot of freedom. There's still some things where I'm like, I don't know about that. But for the most part, she's not the one that's trying to do things that she shouldn't be. She has a lot more freedom, and I try to be understanding with them, because it's not easy being a teenager either, and I understand some of the things that they go through, like mentally, for one, because I went through stuff as myself as a child, things that my mom did not, and she didn't understand. So now that I have girls going through that stuff, it's very different.
You feel them, and you don't want them to go through that. I have a daughter, she's only 11, and it goes through your mind as women, as a mom. And yesterday, when a makeup lady, she had a girl, and it was the third time that she tried it. Finally, she had a girl. She was sharing with me, the relationship that she has with her mom, her sister, and now with her daughter. She's only 5. And we were sharing a lot of the things that you feel the way like 10 times. And now we're more aware.
Yeah.
I think you go through a time with your mom that you struggle, right? Why did I have to go through this?
You do.
I hope I'm not the only one. When my Hispanic side is like, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, well, sorry, yeah, we go through that. Now we're more aware. We have more information, which is great. But at the same time, we go through this ordeal and dual thinking that we don't want our daughters to go through that.
Can be.
We have a different talk. We have a different walk.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful that you said that you have an open channel with them and you let them live whatever they need to live. But there are so many things behind that inside where like, we don't want them to go through that, but at the same time, we want them to have a better and open relationship with you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Like, how do you feel every day? Do you struggle with it or do you just go with the flow? What do you?
I guess I just go with the flow, honestly, because I mean, it's like I said, like for my daughter that's still here, I mean, she's almost an adult and for me, I feel like my kids, they're going to be adults one day. They need to know how to think for themselves. They need to know how to make decisions. They're going to have to learn, sometimes when a decision probably wasn't the best one. I don't say this to put my mom down. I love my mom to death. She is a great, fabulous mom, and she took very good care of us. But sometimes I almost feel like she was so on top of everything, and it's like if I was, she would not let me fall short. But maybe sometimes she should have, so I would have been a little more responsible. So, by the time I became an adult, I was still scared to do a lot of things, or I felt like I didn't know how to do a lot of things. And so, I felt a little slower, like maybe a little more behind than other people are that just get out there and they go for it. Because I think I was so sheltered and, I had somebody that was there for me. And that's not a bad thing by any means. But, my kids I've given them a little bit more room to think and do and make some decisions. Some, not all. There are some that I'm like, no, we're not doing this. But,
But she was there for you. So that for me is incredible.
Yes.
I had friends, and I remember they were very sheltered to the sense of like so sheltered that they were the crazy ones.
Oh gosh. Okay. Definitely wasn't that bad.
Yeah. There you go. I was in the shelter once, not because my parents wouldn't want to, but my parents, when we came here to the United States, they worked so much and they worked overnight. So we were by ourselves, and literally when we go to school is when they will come home. They did the production for the donuts at night. Mm-hmm. It was in a different world for us. For my friends, all the parents worked during the day, went to after school activities and all this. So I had a different life that I couldn't understand. Mm-hmm. Now that I have kids, it's like, wow. Now I understand why my friends went so crazy. Yeah. They were the ones that were so sheltered. So when they went to UF or like all the schools, oh my God, there's stories that I will hear. And I'm like, I don't need that, right? But we had frank conversations with my dad. My mom was destructive. But my dad, he will tell you, no drugs and all that. And I never tried drugs because of my consciousness of I will not fail my parents.
Yeah.
But when you come people, women like you that were with people who were there for you, and now you feel this way, it's a contradiction of like, what is the balance then?
I know, it is. I think that's why they say there is no right or wrong way to parent. I mean, well, I think there might be some wrong ways, but there's no one way to do it. Everybody's different, and yeah, there really is just a middle. And I think it depends on your child too, and the way they take, I don't know, I guess maybe like their personality, like out of my 4 kids, they're all so different. So when I have to like interact with them or talk to them, or depending on the subject, like it's got to be differently with all of them, if that makes sense. So, I mean,
it makes total sense. I have only 2 and I'm still learning. I'm like the total opposite.
No, they're probably so different.
And I'm learning. I'm like, I can deal with different personalities, people and all that. My kids, I'm still learning. I learned until they were 5, and then the stage of 5 to 7, and now I'm learning to catch that they're growing. They're 11 and 13. Now I help them so much, but at the same time, what is helping? I'm removing myself into certain scenarios and trying to talk to them. Okay, they're going through the teenage time, right? The teenage time. But there are conversations that they don't want to talk about. So I'm like, so what's the balance as a mom? Because I'm like, I'm lost.
And that's where they don't have the manual for us.
There's what I know. Oh,
We just have to figure it out.
And I read books, let me tell you, but yes, there's no size that fits all.
There's not.
Personality-wise, it is so true too, because each one brings a different challenge and a different personality and a different talk, I will say. It's a different, and it depends on your day too. We'll say it. We don't have it all together as moms or parents.
Oh gosh, yeah. I don't. my kids will tell you I don't. But I think they know that I'm there for them and I love them. So
and that is
that's really the most important thing.
Safety, love, and the fact that you can be there, I think is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
So true. Wow. Okay. So going back into the nothing changes if nothing changes. Jennifer, what else can you tell me about at a time in your life that will get you back to this point? Aside from the parenting at the times that you went through with
honestly, the work that I'm doing right now.
Okay. Tell us.
So in my 20s, I was actually, I worked as a laser hair removal technician, and I did that for, I don't know, a little under 10 years. And then when my older son was about 2, I want to say, we went through a not so good time in our life and a lot of things changed. Like just change came at me like, you don't have a choice, Ginger. It's coming whether you like it or not, because I'm not one that likes change. So I finally decided to kind of like push myself and make a few other little changes, and so things got better. But anyways, end of that, I started working from home, and I think I was making a little bit less money than what I did before that, but it was so nice to be at home for the first time and be able to be home with my son. Like I said, he was about 2 at that time, so that was the first time I'd ever gotten to do that. It was great. So I did that.
And that's a big change. And that's a big change.
Yes.
From experience of working full mode, all that, and then having the opportunity, which is an opportunity, to be home. It brings new challenges.
It does, but I'm telling you, I loved every minute of it. Being able to take my kids to school and pick them up and that kind of stuff and stay at home with my son. And, I took him to daycare, I think 2 days out of the week just so he could play with, other kids and stuff. But oh my gosh, it was a dream for me because, I was a single mom at the time, and I have always seen other moms that were able to stay at home with their kids. And, after you have your kid, you don't want to go back to work. So it was great. And during that period, I did that probably about 10 years-ish. During that period, I met my husband right now, and then we had our son. So he's my youngest. He just turned 7 this past Saturday. So the whole time I was working at home, and this time, I had him, I was able to stay at home with him too, and I loved it. So now that he is 7, a couple of years ago, he's gotten into elementary. I'm not having any more babies. I'm done. So, I love the work that I'm doing at home, but at the same time, I'm starting to get like, okay, I need something new. I want to learn something new. I want to challenge. Be careful what you ask for.
Nothing changes if nothing changes. There you go.
Exactly. And so I ended up through a little few events, just ended up in the insurance industry. And so I love it. It gave me what I asked for. And if you want to talk about a lot of change, like a lot of change has gone on over the last year, but it's grown me in a lot of different ways.
Wow.
So,
insurance is a total different sector. It has its challenges. Are you like sales? Are you in what area have you focused on?
I get you mean with the insurance stuff. It would be sales.
It brings a lot. How do you feel about that? How do you balance it out? Because being a business owner, being independent and doing it all alone, coming from what you were doing, how are you feeling, mentally as a mom? How do you balance everything out?
We have some crazy days. My husband and I are very organized. I have my specific hours that I'm out during the day. He works from home. We know when the kids are coming home and that kind of thing. It's a lot of working together. And then we both have part-time jobs because, starting a business, I did obviously have to take a bit of a pay cut. So we're working on building that. So anyways, got to supplement that still. So we both have part-time jobs and we have to work around everything. It does get a little crazy, and I don't even know if you could call it balanced all the time, but somehow we make it work. And the point is that we're doing it all to better our lives. So, if it takes me 10 years to get where I want to be, then the 10 years is going to fly by, but it's better than if 10 years down the line, I'm like, man, I could have been there by now. I should have started 10 years ago. Like, I've had those moments, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live like that.
Wow, I love it. Because as a business owner, as a woman, mom, it is difficult to balance it out. But when you say it is okay that it's not even balanced, that we just make it work. You got to a point that is, let me tell you, everybody looks forward to it. Into the sense of being a business owner, and not everybody could be. You try, not everybody is able to accommodate their life into, hey, we're gonna have crazy times. It's gonna be like here and there, putting fires out, balance, kids' activities, the school, but that with your husband. And I ask questions, but when it comes to the marriage, and both of you work from home or independent and all that, it's a lot of stress and added mental health load that I'm like, how do you guys do it? Because sometimes, one of them has the good job and then the other one is a business owner. So, you balance it out in the sense financially.
Yeah.
In other ways, when both of them are in the same path, I guess both of you have the strength of, hey, we need to do what we need to do.
Yeah. My husband has just been very supportive. Okay. It's definitely not always rainbows and butterflies. But in the end, he has supported me. He believes in me. And so I believe in myself, and I know that I want something. So I'm just going to make it happen. And that's what it is. So
and that's wonderful, because many people, husbands or wives, sometimes they don't have the support, or a leader right there. And if we don't have it, we look for it in other mentors, which is fine as well. Not everybody understands the journey that entrepreneurship brings. Being a business owner, it has to be with a lot of logistics and things, and support is one of the things.
Yeah.
So that's amazing that you share that, because I can see it in your face of like, confident you are that either you're going to make it now or later on, but that's okay because you're given the time. And the balance too, that, hey, you have another job that will supply while everything picks up, because not everything is easy. Like this.
If you're willing to work a little bit harder for a little while, and for me, everything that I've put into this in the last year or so, I'm still in the very beginning of this, but everything that I have put in, time, energy, money, whatever, I'm not willing to just be like, okay, I tried. That's not good enough for me.
No. Oh, wow. Kudos to you. Because not everyone is like that. Trust me, it takes a lot of guts and a lot of years. And then when something fails, you feel like, it's, so much. You have tried so much. It's not that you haven't tried. Or sometimes you don't try enough and then you regret, why didn't I do it? Or my case, it's like, why didn't I do it? And I go back to it. And I'm like, okay, let me try it again. Let me try one more time in a different way, in a different manner. Because my mentors have been there like, okay, Diana, this year is not going to be the same like last. And I'm like, okay, I will try. But it's not easy.
No, it's not.
A mental gym. I don't know how to say it, but it's the gym that you go through, literally mentally putting the strength of it is okay not to be okay sometimes.
Yeah.
Sounds cliche, but in an entrepreneurship.
True.
And maybe the fact that, hey, it is okay to go through all these hoops and loops. You know what? It comes with that. I guess insurance and sales, it goes through it. You have good days and good days, good and you hit the quotas and amazing. And then when it's low season, hey, what am I going to do right now? What is low season? So a lot of planning, a lot of spreadsheets that you like.
I do have a lot of them too.
Awesome. You're pouring everything that you have done.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for now that we dive deep into the topic, tell us 3 pills of knowledge that you would like to leave us from everything that we talked about.
Definitely hold your head up high, no matter what you're doing.
Like that.
Keep your head up, and I mean, you always need to believe in yourself. And I think I'm trying to figure out how to put this in words, something that I have heard before, and I do think it's so true. No matter what job you're doing, like, you need to always be proud of it and put your 100% into it. So, you know, even like one of my part-time jobs, I go work at Kroger, you know, I smile at those people while I'm putting up the canned goods or whatever. Like, I don't care. I still need to have like every bit of everything in there and be proud of, you know, what I'm doing. Like, it's important. So hold your head up high no matter what you're doing, and just you know. The other one would be to definitely keep moving forward. I've been in a lot of situations that I have wish I were not in, you know, throughout the last 20 years of my life. And no matter how hard it was, you know, my biggest thing was my kids. I had to get up and keep moving for my kids, for myself. Like, you cannot just stop.
That is big.
That's probably my biggest one, honestly, because some people, they, you know, if you really had time and you knew some of the other things, like I've had people say, you know, I don't know how you did that. Well, if you went through something, you would, just the same way, you would have to find a way. But
not everyone has the strength.
Right.
Easier to give up.
Or they think they don't.
Yeah, but not everybody has the mental strength to keep going, with the capacity or the resilience.
Yeah.
You have a lot of resilience. Not everyone has.
It has built up. I'll thank my dad's mom for that. She was a pretty strong lady. I'm like trying to think here. A third one. I had 2.
They're good. I cannot.
I don't know. Maybe this coincides a little with the first, but being true to yourself.
Yes. I
think that's important. You don't want to lose yourself, you know, while you're trying to do something. Don't lose yourself. Remember yourself and why you're doing it and who you are. I think that's important.
It is. I love that one. With the that's amazing closure. Because if you're not true for within yourself, if you're not able to do the other things, you're not able to hold your head up high and be proud, own your path, own whatever you go through. Because life throws hurdles. That's it for everyone. It's not about being whoever you are, or whatever situation, circumstances. You can be in a very well financial situation and inside,
definitely,
you're crumbling up, you know, crumbling down, I guess. There you go. Didn't say the right thing. But yes, wow. Okay, so I love it. I love those details. And do you want to tell us anything else about you, where we can follow you and, you know, share?
I don't know. I need to think about that. Yeah, I do have a Facebook page. And now you just caught me off guard. I'm trying to think.
We'll leave it on the bottom, so it's okay. We can follow you on the Facebook and LinkedIn.
GG Teaches Money. I use the GG one. And it's the same with the Instagram. It's at GG Teaches Money.
Okay, awesome. So we will follow. And hopefully that we can have you in a second session so we can talk about more about what you do, what you're teaching. Because I love that tagline. GG Teaches Money.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. Follow up for more, and definitely we can do a second session so we can talk about more other tips and things that you've been through, because you have a lot of stories to tell us. And good things.
I do.
Yes.
Stories.
Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing this space with us. I hope you had fun.
You did. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we will leave it with the closing. And at the bottom, all the information will be available about Gigi, what her business is about, and everything else about her. Thank you.
This is not a podcast. This is my inner voice.